A high honor for the man in charge of public education in Olathe. The Olathe Superintendent, John Allison, is the new Kansas Superintendent of the Year. Congratulations, John.
Thank you very much.
This is a big honor. There are almost 300 superintendents in Kansas, and you got picked. Tell us, what is this honor about? Why you?
I'm very honored and humbled when you think of all the superintendents in the state that my peers recognized my work as a superintendent, and I'm honored to be representing all of us through this year.
So what are some of the things that really stood out in your performance at school for students, for teachers? What are you doing there that's so successful? They
looked at student performance and community conversation. It was a number of criteria, and I just feel very, very fortunate that I was selected.
Now, what are you most proud of in terms of, you haven't been superintendent that long. Tell us how long, and what are you most proud of?
I was superintendent at Wichita for 8 years, and then I've started in Olathe just this July. So probably a lot of the information that they looked at was from my tenure in Wichita. And I think what we were able to do, from graduation rates and student performance and building community support in a bond issue, are a number of things that I was able to help see come to fruition.
That is a big deal. So let's talk about the big elephant in the room, which is school funding, which is still not resolved in Kansas. Legislators are having to come up with some more money. What's happening right now, and how does that affect your school district?
Well, what we've seen over the last several years is it's just constant turmoil. It's difficult for boards of education to plan, to put strategic plans in place because of questions about funding, what that will look like next year. So at this point in time, not knowing exactly what direction the legislature will head, it's a lot of conversations with our delegations and trying to get them to better understand what our schools' needs are. I have confidence that they'll find a solution. What
do you think should happen? I mean, do schools need more funding? Is it possible? How should it be distributed equally, equitably?
And I think that those are two large keys, and the Supreme Court has come back and said some of the ways in which the funding was going to be distributed was not equitable. And what we don't want is a student's zip code to determine what their educational opportunities would look like. And then on the other side is just the adequacy. Are enough dollars flowing to schools that will be able to meet the standards that we expect for our students? And again, the answer to that from the courts was no. If you really look at, even with the increase in funding last year that schools received, we're still only at about where we were in 2009, 2010. So there's definitely a need.
So what do you say to parents in terms of what is going to happen in the classroom academically? What challenges you have financially that's going to maybe change and affect that with extra activities and the extracurricular stuff?
It's had an impact over the last eight or 9 years, but I think the important piece is to remember that we're not going to allow dollars to define us and what we do in Olathe for our students, and we're going to continue to focus on those areas that are most important. But it does make a difference in whether it's class size or the types of programs and things that you can provide. If you don't have the funding, you're unable to expand those and meet the needs of the students.
Trying to do the best you can with what you have, I'm sure.
That's all we can do.
All right, thank you so much, and congratulations on your wonderful honor being the top superintendent in Kansas this year.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming.